Hi, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. Get those condiments ready. On today's show, we have Holly Brand, Brandon Dewease, and Susan Johnson. You're going to want to watch this. We have a lot of great information for you.
Find your wings. It's more than just a hashtag.
It's the power of knowledge in our state-of-the-art classrooms.
It's skills training for a competitive job market.
It's the best nursing program in the state.
It's home runs, buzzer beaters, and the thrill of victory.
And MCC walks it up.
It's not just a hashtag. How do I know? Because I found my wings.
And we are here this morning. We have the wonderful Mr. Brandon Dewease with us. How are you doing?
I'm great, Lowell. How are you, man?
You know, I really don't know how to answer that question anymore. I'm doing well, but
Good.
Let's just leave it at that.
That's great.
Now, you are MCC's Director of Student Engagement.
Correct.
Okay, and as part of that, we have some, things coming up this semester, and one thing in particular that is coming up very soon,
Yes, sir.
which is
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade in downtown Meridian.
and we are going to be participating in the Martin Luther King Day Parade.
That is correct.
So can you give us some times?
Sure.
And maybe, do you have any routes that it's
We
going to be
do.
going? Okay. Oh,
We
look at
do.
us. Look at us. Look
All
at
right.
us. Okay.
So this is hot off of the presses.
Good,
right?
good. Okay.
So this parade is hosted by a private committee. This is not hosted by the city of Meridian. This is a group of concerned individuals that want to make sure that we commemorate as a city, right? They just want to make sure that we're celebrating well. Okay, so we are going to, the parade is going to start at noon.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to walk with MCC can meet us in one or two places. They can meet us at MCC, particularly for students who maybe live on campus. They need a ride. We're going to have some 15-passenger vans. They can meet us here on campus at 11:15 on Monday.
Okay.
At 11:30, the vans are going to leave. We're driving to downtown Meridian. We're going to park at Mississippi Power up on 11th Street.
Okay.
And that's where anybody who wants to meet us at the parade route, they can meet us there. We're going to be lining up 11:45 or so. And the parade is going to begin down the hill from that Mississippi Power building on 7th Street between, I think that it is, if I start trying to give geographic locations, I'll confuse everybody. But we're going to be down south towards 8th Street from where we're parking at Mississippi Power.
Okay.
It's going to be the only thing happening in downtown Meridian. You won't be able to miss it. The parade is going to travel south and then east by City Hall lawn. So if there are viewers that say, I just want to go and see everything come by me, City Hall lawn is going to be a great place to go and set up. Now they're going to shut those roads down by 10:30 that morning.
So get there
You
and
need to
get
get
your
there.
place.
That's right. Or be prepared to walk
Sure.
a block and a half.
Yeah.
The parade route goes by City Hall lawn. It's going to go down to Front Street, back up, and then come back down by the Temple Theater. So it's going to cross over and make a box around downtown Meridian.
Now, if you are MCC or want to be part of our group going, is there anything in particular you need to wear? Should you wear? Do you want us to all wear our MCC stuff? Our MCC?
Sure.
I mean, it looks
Absolutely,
better.
absolutely. We want you to wear green. So
Okay.
like the shirt that you have on would be perfect.
Okay.
The shirt that I've chosen today, not so perfect, right?
Choices.
That's great. That's great. Sure, anything MCC green, yeah,
Okay.
we want you to show out. But we want people to know that we are one group of people.
Good. Now we're going to have like a banner.
That's right.
And then we're just going to walk behind the banner. About
That's right.
Approximately how far will we be walking?
Oh my goodness. If I pull
gonna
this,
get my
if I
steps
pull
in.
this out of thin air, I don't want to
have
tell a
steps.
lie, but I think I told my students, if you're not comfortable walking a mile,
Okay.
I don't think you should attempt to walk this. Now that's having seen the parade route. I bet it's pushing a mile.
Okay.
And
okay.
there's some elevation change in that. You know, there's the big hill up towards the hospitals, that direction from 8th Street. We're going to walk some of that hill there. We're going to cover that.
So wear comfortable shoes.
Absolutely.
Wear comfortable clothing.
Absolutely.
Okay. And will y'all be providing any like water, bottled water or anything, or should we? If you're doing it,
Sure.
you might want to bring your own water.
Bring your own water, things of that nature,
Okay.
right? If you're concerned about being hydrated specifically. Now, I'm a big guy, right? So when you started talking about things to eat, I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get to tell everybody that we're giving out hot chocolate and cookies,
Okay.
right? Cookies have nothing to do with being hydrated, just for the record. But bring
they
your
make
own
you
water.
not care.
That's right.
They
That's
make
right.
You don't care that you're thirsty.
That's right. So bring your own water if you're going to walk in the parade with us.
Okay.
Afterwards, we're going to have an MCC table at City Hall lawn. There's going to be a program there, and we're going to finish up there at the table. Stop by and grab some refreshments. Should be a good time.
How long do you think this will last approximately?
I think the parade is going to be 45 minutes or so, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
But there is programming scheduled throughout the early afternoon at City Hall.
So our table will be there throughout the
Should be.
early afternoon.
Yes,
so for people who would like to hang around,
Sure.
there will be other things to do.
Sure.
But we will have the table there.
Yes, sir.
I am so excited that we're doing, because this is the first time we've kind of been involved in this in a while.
Certainly.
And I am the chair of the MLK Commemorative Committee, and there have just been logistical
Yes, sir.
things involved. It's not like we don't care or don't want to be involved. It
That's
has
right.
just been, as I said, there have been some logistical issues.
That's right.
But I'm so glad that we're getting back into this.
We're excited.
Now how many people you think we're going to have there? Make a guess for me.
If I had to guess, I bet we will walk. I think we'll walk with 100+ students.
Excellent.
That's my real guess. We've had over 40 faculty and staff already respond affirmatively that they would be there. I think that it's possible that we walk between 100 and 150 strong in this. I hope I'm not overshooting.
No, and now you will be there.
Absolutely.
I will be there.
Absolutely.
My nephew will be there. He's thrilled, by the way. He's like, you want me to walk?
That's right.
Really?
That's right.
But I'm very excited that we're doing this.
Yes, sir.
I'm very excited that we're doing it. It's just, I think this is, when you became, and you know, the student engagement, I think this is part of it.
It
You
is.
know, is for us to get out there, because we are a community college.
That's right.
And we have to be part of the community. And Dr. King has always been one of the people I look up to.
Sure.
And to commemorate
Yes, sir.
him, I think is very, very important.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Now, I am going to have you on again because I know how much you
I always enjoy these visits.
every time I ask, he's always here. He
Yes.
always comes and does a great job. But I do want to have you on so that we can talk about some of the other things that are going to happen in the semester.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I'd
But
love
I
to
do
come back.
appreciate it. And I look forward to Monday. I really do.
Yes,
It's
sir.
going to be a lot of fun.
It is. Thank you, Lowell.
We'll be right back.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first, while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
And we have the wonderful Miss Susan Johnson. How are you doing?
Wow, I like that. I'm doing better now.
Now, you are the Director of Arts and Letters
I am.
for Meridian Community College.
Yes.
And we've got some stuff happening this semester. You got a lot of stuff happening.
We
and
really do.
Some very soon.
Some very soon.
And some further afield.
Yes.
Okay. What's happening very soon?
What is happening very soon? In addition to being the Director of Arts and Letters, I'm also Director of Plays. Any of the plays I want to be a director. No. We have an after-school program here that's in its second year called Take One. Most people know that we have had the teen theater training program called Stage 2 for about 12 years now. But MCC started Take One last year, and it's been highly successful. And so we are going to be showing Matilda on the
Yay.
stage, if we can all get well.
Yes.
On it's coming up in 2 weekends,
Yes.
and so January 22nd and 23rd. It's Matilda Junior, which means that the show is appropriate for all ages, and especially in length and in content. And it's special because we partnered with Stage 2 to do this show. If you know anything about Matilda the musical, on Broadway, actually older people even played the big kids, and then there are the mums and the dads. So and Roald Dahl wrote Matilda, who also wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And if you're familiar with his writings, adults, there's always like some bad adults, but then there's some really good adults, and they're very well defined in this show. And so we use Stage 2 kids teens to be the adults, so that when you watch the show, you can tell the difference between little kids and big kids and mums and dads.
Okay.
So
Now,
it's
the
a big
junior
cast.
part of it, now correct me if I'm wrong, please, but you try to keep the length to an hour.
Right.
About approximately an hour.
Yes, Music Theater International, several years ago, and a lot of the theater holding companies have done this because, to put on a regular play. Now, they're still available, the regular Matilda, but it's 2.5 to 3 hours long. But these are an hour long, which are perfect for school shows, and again, for the young actors who are involved in it. They're never more than about an hour and 10 minutes, and they specifically, they have great writers who work with it and educators who work with it, and don't really take anything important out, but take maybe longer scenes, maybe cut down on some of the dialogue, and maybe cut a song, just cut it down a little bit. So you still get the essence of the show, but just in a more manageable time frame.
Well, I'm just going to say, because I have seen a lot of this because my nephew is in
You've
Take
been
One.
along with the
my
ride.
nephew, yes. And I'm just going to say, sometimes I'll get there when I'm there to pick him up, and I am absolutely amazed because you're running herd over, it looks like 40 million children, but not one cross word. I've never witnessed no tempers, and you are giving a great example of the best behavior, I think, for these young people to have, and I will say also getting good results, because I witnessed part of one of the songs, and you had them, and they were all marching together, and they were all turning exactly. You had them, and it looked phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
But I'm just going to say, I found it absolutely amazing, because I would have lost my mind.
Somebody sat by me the other day and said, "I don't know how you do it. I would kill them all. I would just kill them all."
I'm serious. Never a cross word. You do not lose your temper. You do, and you're like, and you tell them in a point blank manner, and then and it's like they understand, and they don't do that again. Yeah. I'm very impressed.
Well, I really love working with young people, and I've done it for a long time. And when I first started, I worked with some people who I honestly went home every day and thought, why are you doing this? You know, because if you don't like it, find something else that you're passionate about and that you love to do. But I'm passionate about it, and I also love young people. Now, does my temper? Yes, my patience wears thin sometimes, and my philosophy has been, if I expect it out of I tell them from the beginning, I treat you like I treated my own children. And yesterday, frankly, we had a come to Jesus meeting with the whole cast because they get excited, and you know, I try to tell other people, when we feel like they're being unmanageable, it's because they like each other. They've become friends, which is our purpose.
Yes.
We're trying to learn discipline and self-control. We're also trying to learn respect. And sometimes we get very comfortable, too comfortable, and so we just had to talk about the fact that we have to forgive and show grace, because one day you might mess up. And so let's apologize if we have a little misunderstanding and move forward.
Now,
we do try to show those things too.
So Matilda Jr. is going to be on the January 22nd and 23rd at 3 p.m.
Both of the shows are at 3 p.m.
If you want tickets, how do you get tickets?
You can go onto our school website, which is meridiancc.edu, and it'll pull right up. And I mean, you might have to click arts and letters, but you can order your tickets online. If you are a faculty member or a student, there is the capability to get your free coupon is on there.
Okay.
So that is there, or you can go to the bookstore, and we have some good old-fashioned tickets on sale at the bookstore. Students are free. I had an instructor ask me the other day, she said, "Can I get a discount?" You are free.
MCC students?
MCC students are free.
Okay.
Faculty and staff are free.
Okay.
And also the foundation members are.
Okay.
Is that the name?
Can
Not the
they
foundation.
purchase tickets?
What's it called?
Foundation.
Not the found. It's the Lifetime Quest.
Yes.
Lifetime
okay.
Quest
Thank
is free.
You. So can they purchase that night or
At
those
the door.
afternoons? They
yes,
can purchase.
you may purchase at the door.
Okay.
I would just suggest going ahead and getting your tickets so you'll be ready. With all the upsurge of COVID scares and all that, I just don't want you to have to be in a tight line that's going out the door. We don't know what the weather's going to be like, so it's good to get the ticket ahead of time.
Okay. Now, I want to have you on to talk about other things going on.
All the other stuff.
All the other stuff over the next week or so.
Sure.
Once we get through Matilda Jr. But thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
I
having
really
me. I love
appreciate
being here, and I love working with you.
I appreciate it very much. This right back at you. We'll be right back.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
What a great day we have today. We have Miss Holly Brand, Miss Mississippi, here today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Now, you are Miss Mississippi until when?
Until June 25th, to be exact, of
Okay.
this year. I'm a little sad. It's been an amazing year. I've worked for this school for a really long time. So to think that another girl is going to take my job, I'm excited for her. She's going to have an amazing year, but it's a little bittersweet.
I imagine so. Now, what are your plans afterwards?
So I plan to go back to the University of Alabama and obtain a Master of Arts. I also have an internship lined up with my church there with our college ministry called The Well. I want to pursue a career as a contemporary Christian artist. So I plan to go back to Tuscaloosa, be involved in my church, and I may or may not audition for The Voice. I've been thinking about it, but yeah, after that we'll see where the wind takes me.
Okay. Now, you have been part of MCC's family for a while now.
A long time. My mom taught here for forever, and I started taking dual enrollment classes my sophomore year of high school and was dual enrolled until I graduated from high school. And I think I would have stayed, honestly, had the Miss America organization not provided me a scholarship to the University of Alabama, and it was kind of a use it or lose it situation. But had that not happened, I definitely would have stayed. I love MCC, so I love being back today. It's so exciting.
Yes, it really is. Now, you know, when you think of pageants, now I have my sister and one of my nieces were involved in pageants, and it's a kind of a whole world unto itself.
It is.
How did you get involved in pageants, and how old were you when you were in your first pageant?
So I did my school beauty and bow when I was 5.
Okay.
And I remember they would send home flyers with all the students, and I took the flyer to my mom, and I was like, hey, like, I think I want to do this. And she said no, because she was like, I'm not going to be a pageant mom. We're not doing that. And now here we are. She's Mother Mississippi.
There you go.
But growing up, I did a lot of community service competitions. I never did the toddlers and tiaras glitz scene, but the Miss America organization has a little sister program called Miss America's Outstanding Teen, and I did my first prelim for that when I was 13. I competed in that for 3 years, won a lot of scholarship money, and was Miss Mississippi's Outstanding Teen. And during my year, actually, the CEO, Sam Haskell, actually had to step down, and so we've been through it the past couple of years. We've faced some controversy, and it was sad for me to see a lot of people leave the Miss America organization, and I didn't want to do that. So as soon as I gave up my teen title, I entered in my first local for Miss Mississippi that fall, and now here I am.
There you go. What do you think drew you to the pageant world?
I've always loved being on stage. I feel like my second home is on stage in front of people. I grew up singing. My mom actually says that I could sing before I could talk. Probably not actual words, of course, but I consider myself to be musical. I come from a musical family. I sing, I play 3 instruments. I love music. And for me at first, I just liked being on stage. But as I got older, pageantry became another avenue for me to pursue music, and that's actually one of the reasons why I signed up for Miss Mississippi's Outstanding Teen is I was like, I get to sing. And then when I actually competed and saw what the organization was really about, I fell in love with everything that it had to offer outside of the talent portion. But I think I just loved being on stage. I loved being in front of people, and any avenue that I could pursue to help prepare me for my career path, that's what I wanted to do.
What do you think being in pageants, and specifically Miss Mississippi, but any pageant, being in pageants has brought to you that will help you in the future?
Yeah, I think it goes back to confidence. Growing up, I was very, very shy. I would be the kid that would stand behind my mom's leg and not speak to anyone because I was just afraid to speak to people. What I love about the Miss America organization, and probably all pageants in general, is that it helps me find my voice, and it also celebrates my voice. There are women in other countries who are silenced, who are asked not to speak, and I consider it to be an honor when I am preparing for my on-stage question or when I go into the competition interview. These are individuals who want to hear what I have to say, and they value my voice. And so finding my confidence, finding out who that is and like what that looks like for Holly Brand has benefited me in more ways than I can count. But for me, wanting to pursue a career as a contemporary Christian artist, it's not just about music. You have to be an effective communicator. You have to be able to market yourself. If I walk into a record label company and I, am bringing them my songs, it has to be more than just about, is your song good? Like, can I market myself? Am I confident in who I am, and can I communicate well? And I don't think that I would be able to do that without Miss America.
Now, for any young person watching who is thinking about going into pageants, what kind of advice do you have to give them?
I would say go for it. Take the risk. It might seem scary at first. And for me, dealing with confidence before Miss America, thinking that I was never good enough to be a Miss Mississippi or to be in this position, it's not true for me, and it's not true for any other girl who is thinking about doing this but is afraid. There are so many wonderful things about this organization. You don't have to be this experienced pageant pro to do well. This was only my second year competing in Miss Mississippi, so I would just say go for it. Take the risk, be confident in your abilities and who you are, and see what happens.
You say you wanted to be a contemporary Christian artist. Do you ever see yourself acting or anything like that, or is it music that you kind of tend to gravitate only toward? Or
I think music definitely for me. I've thought about acting before. I'm honestly not very good at it. Like, I did plays and stuff growing up, but acting is just not my gift, and I respect people that can do it, but it's not me. I did the X Factor when I was younger, and the plan was always to do The Voice or American Idol, but the Lord led me to the Miss America organization for a few years, and now that my time here is about to end and I'm about to close this chapter, I want to go back and experience and explore a little bit more of those reality shows and music.
So do you think we might see you on one of those shows at some point?
Maybe. I've been looking at audition dates and blocking them off of my schedule, so if that's what the Lord has for me, we'll see what happens, but those are my plans for right now.
Well, you know, as I said, the pageant world, is it expensive to get into, if you don't mind me asking?
Not really. I mean, I think there's there's a lot of stereotypes surrounding pageantry.
You got to get this dress and these shoes and, and this makeup, and it's going to be.
You have to have a custom gown, and custom gowns are not cheap. It's not true. To me, I always say that pageantry is won in the interview room. When the judges fall in love with who you are and what you have to bring to this organization, it truly does not matter what you are wearing. You don't have to have the nicest gown. When I won Miss Mississippi, I didn't have a custom gown. The gown that I wanted was a gown that a former Miss Mississippi was seen in, and I didn't realize that after I bought it. But at that point, I had bought it, so I was gonna have to wear it. But you don't have to have the nicest clothes or spend all of this money. Like, invest what you can, and whatever you can do to bring your best self to the competition, no matter what that looks like for you financially. There's not a set number, not a set price. So for me, it wasn't expensive because I didn't really focus on the price tag. I focused on what I could do as Holly, not what I was wearing.
Okay, good, very good. Because I know that there are a lot of parents that look at this and go, "We just can't afford this.
Yeah.
We just can't afford to do this, unfortunately."
But the scholarship money that you get in return. I mean, my parents did not have to pay for a dime at college.
Excellent.
Tuition,
Excellent.
out-of-state tuition was all paid for. All of my semesterly fees that I had to pay, all covered by the Miss Mississippi Corporation and Miss America. So you get your money back, kind of.
So you said it's June 25th?
Those are the finals.
How bittersweet do you think that day will be?
I think I will be excited for the next girl because it is a very special year. I changed my name to Miss Mississippi that night last year, and people ask me, does that bother you that people don't call you Holly anymore? And I'm like, not really, because I can be Holly for the rest of my life, and I will be. I will only be Miss Mississippi once for this moment in time, so I'll be excited for her. I also think that I will be sad. I'm sure that I'll cry and go through all of the emotions because this has been, a chapter of my life. This has been the goal for a really long time. Not the end goal, but one of them. And so I will be thankful that I was able to experience it and fulfill that goal, but also be sad that this is a chapter of my life that is ending.
Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to seeing what your next chapter is going to be like.
Me too. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
On behalf of Taryn Dumas, our student producer, Matt Milner, our executive producer, and Josh Taylor, our media consultant, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next week.